Rahubat Muisar. Once again, welcome to another reading of Taraq, The Way. If you're seeking the truth and facts and want to know the right way to live, Taraq, The Way is that way for you to live. If you haven't yet seen the documentary for helping us to reach 100k subscribers, the link is below. You have to watch that to learn more about Wu-Sabat. The Way is a series of scrolls, books that help you live the way you're supposed to live to get the most out of your life. So today's Taraq we're going to get into is called the Prism. The revelations to the Nuwaubians, Taraq, The Way. The Prism. 1. Likum Nuwaubu, my beloved children of life and living. 2. Children of the life of Pareye, the sun. 3. The life-giving force of this planet. 4. Nuwaubu, children of Wu-Nawab. Know yourself physically and spiritually. Know your breath of life. 5. What is your physical life and can it be eternal in the flesh? 6. First, my children, let me speak of birth and the living being. 7. In relation to outformation, light and sound. 8. You know of this cycle of colors. The Khamat Nawar, black light, is seen as a glowing violet color. 9. All chaotic lights that exist on the physical realm emerge from the pale white light in creation, from peace to chaos. 10. Called the rays of light becomes separated by a washar, prism. 11. A prism is a solid whose two ends are similar, equal, of parallel, rectilinear figures and whose sides are parallelograms. Transparent body of this form, usually with triangular ends by which light can be reflected. 12. Prismatic or prism shape of color is produced by refraction through a prism, producing a rainbow-like effect. 13. A rainbow is an arc of prismatic colors formed in the sky by the sun's rays. 14. Rays are single lines or narrow beams of light, heat, or any of a set of radiating lines. 15. To radiate is to emit rays, radiation, transmission of heat and or light, radiance, brightness. 16. Chaos, disorder, confusion, state of the universe after physical creation by the birth of lights, white, brightness, the prism. 17. Each color vibrates on its own and is a unique properties in creation. 18. The violet ray is the secret of alchemy or transformation, transmutation, metamorphosis. 19. As a child does in the womb. 20. It means change, growth. The Arabic word al-khamir is from the ancient Egyptian word khamat, black. 21. In Arabic is ham. In Hebrew is kham. Both is black, as in Ham, son of Noah, Nuh, in their religion. 22. Taken from Egypt and the word khalas, placenta. 23. Khalas is an organ connecting the mother, parent, with the transforming mammal in the womb, the physical lifeline. 24. The violet children are born of the black light. The amber children are born of the white light. 25. Violet is the highest frequency. It acts on matter and substance of lower frequencies. 26. And being energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed from one state to another. 27. And thoughts also are triggered by emotions or energy in motion. 28. So in fact, all energy ever used, which includes thoughts and emotional energy, exist eternally. 29. In quantum facts, matter is a form of energy. Atoms are material substance in all. 30. They are merely small packets, orbs of energy. 31. Even when an electron is described as a particle, when its wave function has collapsed, it remains a form of energy. 32. This energy, of which everything is composed, is in the form of waves that can be encoded with information from outformation, just as cells. 33. These waves have an infinite capacity for receiving outformation as black and information as white is limited to this realm. The orbs of their birth at 6 months in the womb departs at physical death of white people or Caucasoids as little white orb or flame. 34. So in fact, all the energy that has ever been used remains encoded with unique individual rays of light, ending in violet light or the black light. 35. Onto higher dimensional frequencies linked to spirit, Ba'a to soul, Ka'a to ether, Ach'ak, with golden children, Nagaru, Negroids. 36. Nagaru, Negroids have their own frequency signature or tone of vibration. 37. So Nagaru, Negroids are living beings, are packets of quantum energy as a part of the entire, all constantly exchanging information to information with the inexhaustible energy of Pa'ut, the all expanding. 38. It's also called a 0-point field and is described as an ocean of microscopic vibration in the space or ether. 39. A huge reservoir of mental to physical energy. 40. So like subatomic particles influence all other particles instantaneously over time and space. 41. So like all colors, violet is a wave and waves can alter other waves through resonance. 42. Violet is composed of 9 levels of colors from nun, purple, to atum, blue. 43. So we have light and sound. 44. Light has been made clear. Now look at sound. 45. Light is protons and sound is phonons. 46. And have a direct influence on matter and cells, even on the DNA. 47. So voices of other races, words, songs, chants can affect your DNA. And being Nagaru, Negroids, vibrate the highest, all other can only do you harm. 48. If you allow it to enter and transform your inner voice, as 6 ether beings do with their voices and what they call music. 49. Or their prayers, repeated phases, invocations, affirmations, gospels, mantras or hymns. 50. The very sound of their voice over and over is not healthy for you, Nagaru, Negroids. 51. The world of form can be changed by lights and sounds coming into your body, and their dissonant sounds create chaotic forms. Beasts, demons, all from a small white orb of light or white light or korogenes, fairies. 52. Learn to speak Nuapui in your own tones and words. 53. It is based on optical manifestation of sonic energy and blocks out all interference of demonic tones. 54. It's about vocalization and visualization, which equals manifestation. 55. So sound is carried as waves of consciousness. 56. Unlike white light or that which fractures or breaks. 57. When sound waves enter the ear, they are converted to electrical impulses in the brain. 58. So, in fact, light and sound play a part in birth or life. 59. So, a living being gets its life, that is physical life, from its parents. 60. Its gender from its mother within the first 3 to 6 weeks in the mother's womb. Gender is determined or neuter to hermaphrodite or hermaphrodite. 61. The parents of a living being are its personal creators and creators. 62. A living being is in the image and likeness of its mother, XX, and father, XY. 63. 23 chromosomes from XX and 23 chromosomes from XY. 64. The parents of a living being are its creator by the help and rules of nature. 65. An offspring's life is inherent, from its parents, parents, and it's spontaneous. 66. The father and the mother of an offspring or living being, giving up part of their lives through the sexual act, from intention to anticipation, or from desire to the exchange of body fluids in anticipation of self-pleasure and gratitude, which is living life from beginning or intention to ending satisfaction. 67. All reflected in the sex act. 68. And this is how the offspring gets its rules on life and living. 69. With the mother, after 4 births, a woman's mental state changes to a rest state. She becomes settled in life inside and may not know it outside. 70. She becomes a true mother, other, no longer just a female or woman. 71. Her 4 moon cycles is completed as nature designed. 1. New moon. 2. First quarter. 3. Full moon. 4. The last quarter. Crescent moon. 72. The satellite revolving round the planet Earth for the time of a month and affecting the moment of Tanun, the Earth. 73. At that time, or the 4th offspring, she no longer creates, she provides for their children. 74. And is a mate to the father of her children. 75. If she has 4 daughters, one state of mind. If she has 4 sons, another state of mind. If she mixed them up, even another state of mind. 76. She is a deity of the house. 77. The father, XY, supplies the soul, breath, Rawah, in the damam, blood, through his manam, sperm. 78. The mother, XX, supplies the spirit person, Nafas, in bone, as dam, the supply the flesh, jasad. 79. And the ka, spirit, and ba'a, soul, and akh, ether, is from Salafu, ancestors, linked to the Nataru, overseers. 80. All this in the 9 moons or 3 period of the gestation period by the rules of nature and its inherent, the mitochondrial DNA and nuclear DNA. 81. The records of genetic family from the very beginning. 82. The rules of nature and its inherent and spontaneous powers. 83. Know this, without heat there is no humanoid life. 84. Life itself is a burning. 85. All life outside of the water is a burning, including the life of plants, vegetation. 86. They receive the sun's rays as their eyes through their pores, allowing sun's rays to soak in. 87. Humanoids receive the sun's rays through the eyes. 88. Once activated from the spark of the sun's energy once you open your eyes. 89. This burning or body heat takes place from the solar plexus onto the lungs and blood by the breath of life. 90. A person inhales oxygen and exhales carbon dioxide. 91. Carbon is a residue of burning or atomic number 6 on element chart as C6. 92. So carbon as a residue of burning, that is, carbon is the waste of a burnt substance or gas. 93. When oxygen enters the lungs, it reaches the blood through the breath. 94. When it reaches the blood and the acids in the blood ignite the oxygen and burns it. 95. And that burning is the heat of living energy in life. 96. The burning generates natural electricity or electrobiology, science of electrical phenomena in living creatures. 97. In the form of sparks of light, impulses in the brain and throughout the body's nerves system. 98. And the blood transmits the light rays to the brain, then the person is able to think. 99. Links them as mind to the mental from where all thinking comes. 100. To think is to feel, see, hear, taste, smell, and in negroid, 4 higher senses. 101. The burning is spontaneous by nature's rules, and the acids it uses and other fluids in the body and brain to activate emotions, actions, reactions. 102. This relates to docosahexaenoic acid, DHA, brain nutrient. 103. 2/3 of the dry weight of the brain is fat, and 1/4 of that fat is DHA. 104. From a structural point of view, DHA is an important building block for the membranes that surround brain cells. 105. These membranes include the areas where one brain cell connects to another, the synapses. 106. This means that DHA is involved in the transmission of information into information and then from one neuron to the next. 107. And thus is fundamental for efficient brain function. 108. The light world of serotonin. 109. The night world of melatonin. 110. Next, Nuapu overstands this about life and living. 111. When food substances seep through the lacteals of the small intestines and reach the bloodstream, the acids in the blood ignite and burn the substance. 112. The heat and energy produced from the burning generate pressure or blood pressure, and the blood distributes that pressure to the various glands and nerve centers. 113. Then the person is able to move the various parts of the physical being, and the ayabab, heart, is able to keep the blood flowing. 114. Distributing the energy and nourishing particles throughout the living being to maintain strength and keep the flesh replete. 115. The burning is the imitative to all life activities of the humanoid body, for the burning is living, is life. 116. Therefore, when the burning stops permanently, that is life. 117. That is the end of physical life. 118. Then the person's body becomes cold and stiff. 119. Na nuapu. Open your famam, mouth, and blow your breath on the back of your yadad, hand, and you will feel the inner heat from the burning. 120. In order to determine whether life can continue after physical death of the body. 121. It first had to be known by you what physical life is. 122. Now that you know physical life is a burning. 123. It is also a fact that the physical body of a living being provides the conditions of life by what it intakes. 124. So it is a combined factor for burning. Therefore, without this condition for burning, there can be no physical life. 125. All this means is that the physical life cannot go beyond the physical mawat, death of a person. 126. Because there is no condition outside the physical body that can continue the burning for a person. 127. So in fact, when the burning stops permanently, the person loses all links to the body of physical feelings and consciousness, and that is the end of the physical life. 128. As life is active principle of the existence of animals and plants and humans. 129. Now, a person's ba'a, soul, is there higher than physical life. 130. And the head of the ba'a, soul, is aq, ether. 131. And with the ba'a, soul, emotional seat, you have ka'a, spirit life or living. 132. All is linked to the mentality, meaning the mind. 133. The breath of life, Rawah, on another levels, and personality of life, Nafas, spirit personality on another level. 134. There is more than one kind of soul and spirit. Aq, ether, ba'a, soul, Rawah, soul, ka'a, spirit, gender, Nafas, spirit, personality. 135. The breath of the living and the physical, O8, oxygen, on the ethereal, E8, 8, ether. 136. The gases of nature and beyond. 137. Nature is innate, or the essential qualities of a thing, life force or material. 138. Nuapians, remember you are unique. Your dark skin, dark eyes, dark hair, which attracts the sun's rays, give you energy. 139. You are not the same as kakasu, caucasoids, with their transparent skin, light eyes, light fur, which repels the sun, or it will kill them by skin disease. 140. So they don't get the sun's energy. That is why when they wake up in the morning, open their eyes and don't receive direct sun's rays, they need a boost, like coffee or others, to stimulate their system. They need the alkaloid called caffeine, a boost of fake energy. 141. And all day they need boost as alcohol or caffeine or other drugs or energy busters. They smoke tobacco, cigars, pipes, cigarettes, chewing tobacco, all kinds of stimulants. They need pills of all kinds and sodas. 142. And they try to get you addicted on them to make you hyper or act crazy. 143. They make legal their drugs, smokes and alcohol, and make illegal what others use, like medical helpful marijuana, used mostly by Negroids the world over. 144. The point being, you are not the same as they are physically. 145. They have a spirit and do all animals except Kakasu crocosaurs do not have a soul. 146. They eat things not healthy and lots of flesh of animals and try to make you eat as they do, which is not healthy for Nagaru, Negro's blood system. 147. And food affects your burning in your body for physical life. 148. Kakasu crocosaurs are descendants from the human canine flesh eaters, others of them from farar, fur as other beasts. 149. They love to fight and kill. It's in their animal nature and not in yours. 150. You are not on the same descendant line of life as they. 151. Don't believe their history lies. 152. You are not the same as them, nor of same family tree as they are, so don't eat what they offer you. It will make you age fast, become diseased, and die early. 153. You cannot trust Celtics in any way, shape, or form. 154. You need the sun. They run from it or cover their transparent thin skin. 155. Join unto your own African people. Eat what is grown from the soil that nature bore for your ancestors. Avoid them. 156. This is how ancients recorded it. 157. Nafas, the spirit, is the spirit body and linked to your mental or ka'ah. The spirit is the body's plasmatic being, the person, spirit being. 158. When a child is born, nafas, spirit, may possess their body, yet those ka'au, spirits, existed ever since creation. 159. Rawah, the soul or breath, is the inhaled life force, the first breath in the physical world outside of the mother's womb. 160. Ba'a, the soul or emotional breath, existed ever since creation. 161. All four are born or grew out of Taraq, the etheric beings, which exist before creation of spirits or souls. 162. Nafas, the spirit that possess the Kakasu crocosoid person, may be good or evil or both. 163. Jane, the fairy, which Kakasu Celtics call Karuganes, who enter the Kakasu crocosoid pregnant women in her 6th month as a fire orb or white light, and that is the equivalent of their soul from their Salafu ancestors, called small elemental beings of Wiccan white magic powers, goblins, and mischievous evil living creatures. 164. These are the white orbs many see as ghosts seeking the dead. They're Janae, fairies. 165. They are evil and can be exorcised from the female crocosaurs who have not given over to Wiccan's religions. 166. The spirits that possess a person, negroid or crocosoid, can be good or evil, or in some both, as they pretend to be good or a saint, angel, even Messiah or God, to convert the unknowing and enter their body and use them to do wicked things. Some come into a person at times and depart from them at other times. 167. Many drugs offered by a Kakasu crocosoid doctor open people up to demon possession, even to death. 168. This depends on the person's blood, the person's food, the person's sounds, music, voices, the person's lights, TV, cinemas, and looking at evil people projecting their light image into your life, and so much more. 169. You have to protect your being from them, pretending to be human beings they're not. 170. They are evil, weak and wicked, and only seek your divine soul, Ba'a, soul. 171. And the seed from which the child sprang is a major factor in determining her or his pattern of life. 172. And the amount of different men the female exchanged body fluids with before this child's birth. 173. and the amount of abortions. For those children aborted stay with the mother, and many enter her womb and become another child. 174. Also, mixed parents may affect the child because of the 29 ancestors of the mother and 29 ancestors of the father and their own inner voices or spirits. 175. Spirits will most likely take a liking to the person with a nature most relative to their own. 176. If they were a drunk, they would try and make you a drinker. The same with lustful. They will make you a sex addict or whatever they like. 177. They will or may also wish to torment someone's mind, and outsiders think the person is crazy or depression and even dangerous. 178. A spirit can give fake impressions or true ones. 179. This depends upon the nature of the spirits possessing the person. 180. All Janeu fairies that enter at the 6th month are wicked forces and should be cast out of a person before age 9. 181. Therefore, in addition to protecting yourself, protect your children, protect your womb. 182. Know who and what you kiss. A kiss is a genetic kiss. 183. Your DNA is in your saliva, the liquid in your mouth. 184. Know who and what you exchange in sweat with, the moisture which oozes from the skin. 185. Know who and what you're exchanging genital body fluids. 186. Once in your system, their Salafu ancestors can take over your own ancestors. 187. They can pass on to you their family diseases, both physical and mental. 188. Remember, you become what you eat and drink. 189. And remember, you must welcome evil into your life. (189) And remember, you must welcome evil into your life. 190. Your body and have the power to prevent being overtaken by others if you're in contact with your own Salafu ancestors. They will come forth and protect you if you reach out and ask them. That is our way as Africans. 191. It's called animism, and you're called an animist. Contact with our Salafu ancestors. Respect them. Stay in touch with them. They will protect you as Ka'a'u, spirits. 192. Spirits or Tarafu, ghosts. Just as physical living people have rules, limits, restriction of their own, and those rules are binding by nature. 193. Much like the watts of an electric light and or incandescent glowing light or artificial light produced by glowing filament incandescence. 194. As in incantation, magic, spell, charm by man's kind made lights as you see on screens. 195. By them they can send out their wicked images and incarnate, embody in flesh by incentive or arousing feelings inside of the receiver of the evil incarnadine or crimson, blood red, their symbol of devil. So by their rules of spirit, if you accept them, they can enter your being and rule your emotions being. They don't have a soul of their own. 196. Remember this, the living Celtics serve their dead, and they need you to trust them, to believe in them, to accept their images, their teachings, religions, legend, fictions. They will fade if you don't accept all they offer or give life to the image of them, the beast. 197. And when you trust them in any way, they offer your soul to their dead and demon extraterrestrials they call their gods. 198. So spirits have rules, since spirits are in fact conscious gas forces, as fluorescent light is created from trapped gas or neon atmospheric, passing an electric current through a tube containing neon. 199. So you have many forms of light and fire. 200. And spirit appears as a form of conscious gas forces, be they orbs, cloven tongues of fire or like fire, or apparitions, mist and vapor. 201. They can enter a person at will and leave at will. 202. So long as the entering and leaving are according to the rules and codes by which they exist. 203. And as a prism, once the wicked white light enters, it can reflect out other colors or modes to affect those around them. 204. Just as their wicked spirits invade people's bodies, the Celtics have and still invade other cultures, religion, lands, and pretend to be of them and take over, as they did the religions of Mesopotamia, from dark-skinned people to them ruling the culture or religion, replacing all with their image, or as it says, giving life to the image of the beast. 205. Now, they're Jews, Christian, a Muslim, a Buddhist, Hindu. They win trust, then invade, then take over all the world. Today is invaded by them, working for their bloodlusting deities to cause all the world wars. The same people with new names, those of Genesis 6, 4-7. 206. Yet this Yahweh, Lord, did not destroy all of them. Genesis 6, 7. Because the gods, Elohim, stepped in. Genesis 6, 13-14. And from this mistake was born from Noah a son, Ham, a son, Canaan, Genesis 9, 18, who was wicked. Genesis 9, 22-25. The cursed seed of lepers, Leviticus 13, 11. 207. What do they look like? Human physical ghost, Leviticus 13, 1-59. White as snow, how do you know? It's the Canaanites, Leviticus 14, 33-34. 208. The land of Canaan was Cadmon, another name for Adam. It's now called Jerusalem or Israel, Palestine. Same religions, same cursed people behind all the religions of war and killing the invaders of others. 209. So their spirit beings invade your mind, and them as physical beings invade your lands. 210. They need to be welcomed, trusted, believed in to take over your lives and offer your soul to their deities. 211. They come with a smile on their non-negroid African face to get you to trust the image of their race or subrace. 212. Anyone, as long as they're not dark-skinned with kinky hair. 213. They come as other than your own DNA, so they keep a link to the Canaanites, cursed seed, and as such a link to their fire deities. 214. Once you look at their non-African image as your God, Savior, Messiah, Mahdi, angel, prophet, messenger, pope, Kohen, rabbi, imam, pastor, minister, bishop, reverend, leader, teacher, idol, mentor, friend, or lover, you open up your whole genealogy to their geni, they call genius, tutelary, spirit. 215. Once you mix your genes with them and all your genetics or generic is given over to Gentiles or heathens. 216. They promise you 3 wishes in life, and if you trust in them, 1, good birth, 2, good living, 3, good afterlife. 217. That is what this genie in the bottle promises you if you accept his dreams for you as his Negro slave. He is your master, and it's lies. 218. All lies. You're born sick. You live in abuse and die and are given over to their demons. That is what they really offer you. They use you to do their evils to others, and is why all other races hate Negroes. You work for them, fight for them, kill for them, lie for them, steal for them, entertain them, praise them, worship them, sleep with them, try to act like them, die in his wars for them, police his streets for them, act for them, sing for them, dance for them, cook for them, serve them, and wait on them. 220. Try to look like them, talk like them, walk like them, and you give them your all. 221. In return, you get nothing from them but racism, hate, abuse, drugs, killing, death, fake religious beliefs, and lies of liars. 222. You will even deny being African to be like him or others and sell your very soul to him. 223. The fortune or misfortune becomes your fate because of the faith you put in others. 224. You're not Arabs, you're not Chinese, you're not Indians, you're not Asiatic, and you're not Aborigines. 225. You are Negroids, Nagaru. 226. You are from what is called Afafreyeka'a, Africa. 27. You're not a part of their bloodline. 228. You're not a part of their family tree. 229. You are unique. No other race on this planet is like you. From your outside appearance to your inside emotions, you are a deity. You are God. 230. You're the first and will be the last. 231. Your fate is laid out and only you can give it over to others and their ways. You have your own way. 232. The fate of a person largely depends upon the spirit forces that accompany them and that in their seed from which the person sprang. 233. Spirit rules provide for the evacuation of all spirits just before or at the time of death of who they possess. 234. Yet, the spirit or spirit forces, 29 in all of your own, are permanent. 235. The invaders must leave from the person's lifeless body because they are not linked to the individual's soul. 236. The soul existed long before the birth of the person, yet they cannot keep the person alive. 237. Only the spirit can bring one back if the soul has not departed the body. 238. If the burning stops and the spirit are still in that person, the soul as a solar being can be called to reignite the body and no other spirit can take over. 239. If a person exchanges body parts, such as a fake heart or other body part, this does not change the soul of the person. 240. If the body part is of an animal or other than human, the spirit of that being or animal will enter the person, yet not take over if they have a soul. 241. Just as has been proven, if a limb or finger is removed, the force field or electromagnetic field of the body of it still records the finger there and is able to be seen. That is spirit power, electrobiology at work. 242. As with the taking in others' blood, within 6 to 9 weeks, your own blood will replace it, yet the spirit in their blood will remain a part of you. 243. Yet not able to take over if you have a soul. 244. A person can live without a soul as all animals do, yet not without a spirit, which all animals have. 245. Kakasu, Kokosoe, do not have a soul because they are bred from animals. 246. The spirit fire is the burning, the life. 247. The burning is what's keeping the person physically alive, and the light from the burning is transmitted to the brain, and it's what keeps the person or animal conscious. 248. Souls are not one's spirit or life. 249. Yet may be the factor that determines what course that person's life will take and the length of their life. 250. So, on the contrary, souls are not a person's life. The burning or body heat proves this. 251. Yet people live by spirit and nature. The physical life of all visible, yet soul is working with the invisible you. 252. The Ba'a, soul, is the invisible source of life outside of nature, because at physical death of a person, the soul possessing that person must transmigrate to another state or pass on to one of the person's blood seed to keep subsisting for the family's bloodline. It's called eternal life. That is by the soul. 253. Eternal life, or living for ever for a person or a race, is continuous procreation, perpetual reproduction, birth of that person's family or kin. 254. This why Kakasu, Caucasoids, will rape or mix with the Nagaru, Negroids, race of Africans to sustain his own existence. 255. You look around you today, you will see he has mixed with all other races to sustain his dying race, as he knew his 6,000 years were coming to an end, and used religion and music to interracial mix. 256. Look at all the half-breeds all over TV, cinemas. He can use them because most of them are half him and confused or without a soul. 257. You see, no Nagaru, Negroid, woolly-haired, dark-skinned African person is ever dead, in the ethnical sense. 258. As long as two breeding Africans, male and female, are still alive and together, because all Nagaru, Negroids are of the same origin or ancestral tree. 259. So in fact, as long as two breeding Africans live, all Negroids, living or dead, live through them. 260. All African Negroids are in fact the same flesh and blood with the same soul. 261. Your ancestors, Panatharu, are linked to you by your own flesh and blood parents and your spirit, yet mostly by your soul. Mind your mind for the jewels of your soul. And that concludes this Taraq, the Prism, by the master teacher, Parnabab Yanun. The master teacher is definitely coming your way. Until the next reading of Taraq, Tawakum, Wu-Wadu.